Welcome in, everybody. It's another balmy, swamp like day here in Connecticut. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's horrible. I hope the weather is better where you are, because it sucks. It is hotter than a whore in hell right now, folks. Ugh. It is terrible. It's like only right now it's in the upper 80s, I think, but it feels like 100. Now, Sean has been AWOL. Sean has not been on. I've been waiting with bated breath. Said nobody ever. Well, I mean, since it's 12 o'clock here, I think you can consider this an episode of Scammy with a Sammy. Welcome in, Spooky. A little Scammy with a Sammy today, folks. You know what you do. Go to your kitchen, make yourself a sandwich. Eat that sandwich. And then you can grab a pillow. And if it's not lunchtime for you guys, make yourself a cup of coffee, have a little scone or something, sit on your couch, and hug a pillow. I'll tell you, I have been doing some deep dives into some of these GoFundMes that Angry Pammy Grammy has started. Yeah. And I'm going to show you some of the stuff I found today. Very interesting stuff. Then we're going to talk a little about I'll check them in a minute, BB. I was walking around the streets last night of the Tickety Talk, watching from the outside in, because again, I give none of these people the views that they so want. It is, Hawkster. Welcome in, Jip. Welcome in, everybody. Well, kind of as a recap of yesterday. Remember around this time I was streaming Snark, and she said that, she was angry because I was calling her out on her GoFundMes. And she said that she was going to come back on later and she was going to show her receipts. And then she said, Scammy can sit and spin on them. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I haven't sat on anything and I haven't spun on a damn thing, because she didn't show any receipts. And in fact, she says, I'm not showing my effing receipts. So, right then and there, ding, 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 ding. From people on TikTok, somebody that was your friend. There can be all sorts of reasons for that. Lots of reasons. 9 times out of 10, people will just kind of walk away without making a big deal of things. There's people on here that were following me that I had to block for various reasons. There's people I've walked away from that I've refused to come online and trash. With the whole Polly thing, when I walked away from her, I stayed quiet until Scam and I did a live on her in January, because Scam was doing a little research, and long story short, it turned out that Polly was lying about a lot of stuff. And we put that information out there just to show that she had lied to a lot of people about a ton of stuff. Okay? I mean, you walk away. You have, you realize stuff about somebody, or you just decide that, it's not a good fit for your platform anymore, and you just let it go. And most of the time, people won't even notice it, there might be talk, hey, where's so-and-so? And, you just say, oh, well, we've gone a different way, not a big deal. Good luck to the person. Go back about 2.5 months ago. There was somebody in T's box. It was Sassy, Alabama Sassy. I don't know what the hell her name is. Sassy Southern. And she has a son named Robbie. Now, one night, for some reason, Sassy decided to bring up myself and Scamming Alive. And it was totally kind of out of the blue, But, she had made a comment, something about how she left Scam Slam because people in the Discord were mean, or I don't know. I don't know what the whole story was. But the bottom line was, she asked for money in the Discord because she said she had a fire and she needed money. And Scam had said to her, no, you know what? We don't do that in here. Don't post your, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. This is not the place for doing it. We can help you with resources. All these people were saying that they could help with resources, but she didn't want that. She wanted money. So Scam came out with that information on a live that we had. She showed the receipts. We talked about it a little. And when it came to Sassy being in T's live, of course, people asked her about it. And she lied. She said, I never posted my Cash App. I never did this or that. And, the proof was shown. And all of a sudden, that kind of went under, the carpet. About that time when Sassy was trying to stick up for herself, her son had said, oh, no, that fire didn't happen last year. It happened 2 years ago. So then there was the whole question about, well, so was she lying when she put that information in the Discord? Was she just looking for a quick payday? So there was that. But T decided to, let her stay around. Now, again, this was probably about 2.5 months ago. 2.5 months ago. So, she continued to stay in the box. Robbie just, continued to stay in the box. And then the shit blew up 2 days ago, where Robbie was saying some things about the people that are in T's lives, said some stuff about Dora and her wife, just said a lot of bad shit. So then all of a sudden, they are now annexed from the I Love You family. No longer in there. So really the tasteful adult thing would have been to say, well, there were some things said, we didn't agree with it, and we think that it's best that they're not in here anymore. Period. But no. Last night, for over 2 hours, they sat there bringing up stuff that was never brought up about the two. People bashing them. And let me be clear. I never liked those two anyways. I thought, Robbie was just trying to fit in somewhere. And, he was the one that, made a meme of me, which was not very nice. He was just really trying to, be buddy with everybody. And so they're annexed from the Love Island now, the family island. And all they did for about over 2 hours last night was trash on them. Trash. Bringing up conversations that were said behind the scenes. Telling family stuff that should not have been brought up on here. It was disgusting. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I had a conversation, I think it was in the Discord, about who I thought would be the next people out of their group of people. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe I named Sassy and Robbie a couple months ago because I could see the writing on the wall. Okay? T had lost a lot of her mods, a lot of her followers, and all of a sudden, she just had a bunch of new people there. Almost like to fill the spots quickly so people didn't think that her page was failing. So I thought last night was really tasteless. There is a mature way to walk away from a situation. You don't have to bring up stuff behind the scenes that was said in confidence to people, which pretty much everybody was doing. It was very, very interesting to see that. So a big fat X in the couth and classiness box there for everybody that was in that live last night talking about a lot of stuff. I thought it was tasteless. You can decide that you don't want to be around somebody anymore. You do not have to rake them over the coals. You don't have to do that. You can just walk away. And then at that point, if they bring you up or all that, then absolutely defend it. I mean, you can do that. But it was a shit show over there. It was, I would be extremely embarrassed if I was Sassy and her son. Again, from the jump, I thought that, once I found out about Sassy and what she did with the trying to get money from people in the Discord, right away I knew, that's pretty. That credit counseling service right now because of all the debt she owes. Yet somehow she keeps taking. She has cerebral palsy. Okay, thank you. She keeps getting like payday loans or whatever kind of shit of loans she's getting, and she just keeps getting more and more in debt. Her parents have bailed her out financially a ton of times, but she's constantly asking for money. Multiple times she collected money to move, and then she doesn't move, and then she says, oh, I needed the money for X, Y, and Z. Big time, 100% scammer. I've been watching quite a bit of her, listening to all her excuses. She's got an excuse for everything. Whenever there's somebody that says, no, you don't understand, or no, you're not listening to me, or no, you need to understand this. Whenever you hear those phrases, somebody's lying about something. It's as simple as that. And those are the phrases you hear all the time in her lives. So I'm going to be kind of watching her a little bit. At some point, it's got to end. She sent a fake warrant out to someone last night. Like she got a warrant that was fake, or she faked a warrant, because it's kind of hard Last night she sent a friend a fake warrant to ask for money. What? And again, you know, why the hell are people sending her money? I mean, it is so obvious. And this is before, I was watching her before Mexican homie went in a box. I saw him go in a box last week, and they were very rude to him. And before that, I had been watching her, watching videos of her and all that. I mean, she is 100% scamming people out of money. So, you know, that's another person, you know, if you know, you're interested in watching her, her username is Faith, and I think the last name is like Langhold, something like that, Langhold. But take a look at her, because she's, first of all, she's rude. Many times if people aren't agreeing with her in a box or asking too many questions, she drops them. She blocks people all the time that were her friends if, you know, she's not hearing what she wants her friends to say. It's a shit show, really. It's a shit show over there. But, so, what I want to talk about is, I want to talk about these GoFundMes, okay? With Pammy, the Scammy Grammy. And I'm going to keep calling her a scammer until she shows receipts. Because, you know, when you say you're going to do it and then you say you don't have to, that's another red flag. So, you know, what I'm interested in is I'm interested again to see the GoFundMe that she made. She made a GoFundMe for 2 separate guys. With that money and with just her PayPal that people sent money to. I want to see where the money went. When it left her account, who was it transferred to? Who is that person? Where do they live? And I want to see a receipt of that person getting the money and then who he sent it to and where the money went. Because based on what I've been able to find, and there's 2 people, there's Aboud and there's Bilal, okay? I have found multiple GoFundMes for Bilal. And with a lot of money. And what I found also is that these GoFundMes are for the 2 individual people. And right now I'm just speaking on Bilal. But from what I've found so far, and I'm going to verify and all that. One of the things that I found is that the name Bilal and the name Aboud are very common. Very common over there. And if you do a GoFundMe search and you put in the name Bilal, a ton of them come up. And I know they're not all him. So it's hard to kind of cross-reference and compare all of these GoFundMes to make sure that they are the right people. Now, I saw somebody just say that Aboud has a nice car. Yeah, I want to show that. You know, she has a Scammy, the Pammy Grammy over there. She has one for Aboud. And let me pop that up right now just so you could see it. I took a picture of it. Let's see. Okay, so This is the one from Scammy Grammy in Pennsylvania. Okay. Support Abood housing, food, medicine. Hey, it's a public platform, right, Pam? I mean, that's what you said. So, yeah. $848 raised, $15,000 goal, et cetera, et cetera. Now, let me show you Abood's TikTok page. Now, in that GoFundMe, and let me pop this open again. It says support Abood, housing, food, medical care. And so what I did was I went to another creator's page who is supporting the GoFundMe.
Behind in Khan Yunis, and obviously he hasn't been able to return safely. So in the meantime, he's still been struggling to get food, and he's also trying to provide for them as much as he can. Abood actually goes live, I want to say like every day, every other day at least, and he does constant fundraisers and everything like that. And he's actually very selfless because he's participated in things that actually provide water trucks to people and other donations. So while he is a very important community member who helps out a lot of people, he's also in need himself. And unfortunately, Abood's sister and 3 nephews were all recently martyred by Israel. He has photos of them on their page, and obviously that's a huge loss as well. So like I said, please go give Abood a follow.
Okay, so I'm going to click on right here where it says Abood, okay? So this is Abood's page. Now remember, housing, medical, okay. This is May 9th. That's an older one.
Hey, don't cry, don't cry.
This is 3 days ago. This is July, getting water. June. He doesn't look, and that was June. Her GoFundMe was made at the end of May. This is the beginning of June. Yeah, I will. I'll get there. So, according to Pammy, the Scammy Grammy, she said that he needs help for medical, for food, and all that stuff, okay? And I'll show you the dates. Again, this is June 12th. She started the GoFundMes at the end of May. So watch the dates. This is June 10th. Nice car, leather interior. Nice shirt, ironed, the whole thing. This is the American water thing that Pammy the Grammy has. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is Balil here, okay? Who organizes the water. Water. This is May.
Here's everything I ate at.
Right? Those roses look fantastic. So talking about water a lot. Water. Here's another picture, April. Guy dresses well. So my point is this. I mean, it's a little strange when you're saying that somebody is in need of stuff. Pammy, support Abood housing, food, and medical care. But he's got updated pictures on his TikTok page that don't show anything that he's needing. I mean, Abood is currently facing an incredibly difficult time. You could tell by that car. He has been displaced from his home in Gaza, where many people are struggling to find safety and stability. On top of that, Abood is in cancer remission, which makes its situation even more challenging. Without a stable place to live or access or regular medical care, every day is a struggle for him. Abood is alone with no family or local support to help him through these hardships. The funds raised will go directly towards securing safe housing, providing food, and covering essential medical procedures that are critical for his continued recovery. Every contribution will help Abood regain some stability and hope as he works to rebuild his life in the face of overwhelming obstacles. Your support can make a real difference for Abood, offering him the chance to focus on his health and future. Thank you for standing with him during this urgent time. Now, I'm going to reread a sentence here, okay? I'm going to reread a sentence here. Abood is alone with no family or local support to help him through these hardships, okay? And then, that was in May, okay? June 25th, Scammy Pammy Grammy puts an update on the GoFundMe that says, today while seeking aid, Abood's brother suffered 2 broken legs. A second brother had to have 8 stitches in his head, all while trying to get food for their family. Abood's brothers needs both antibiotic and something for his pain. Please help. So how can he go from Abood is alone with no family or local support to help him to all of a sudden he's got 2 brothers that were injured? And again, this is why you've got to double check stuff, okay? Yeah, he has no friends but the 3 guys in his nice car, right? Come the fuck on. Pam, you want to say that I'm doing this because of Florida Man? Nah. Florida Man's done. Florida Man's done. Y'all ran with your tail between your legs on that one. It's amazing how all of a sudden nobody's talking about him, right? This has nothing to do with Florida Man. But this has everything to do with you tapping a can of worms you shouldn't have opened. Because most normal people in this world, when somebody threatens to off you and goes after you for no reason, I don't get angry. I don't call names. What I do is I find out the truth. And this GoFundMe here that you made, just in what you wrote alone, is sketchy as hell. He has no family or local support, but then a month and a half later, 2 months later, 2 of his brothers are injured. And I'll say it again. Anybody who's given money, ask to see the receipts, because she's not going to show them now. She said she doesn't have to show them. So there's two possible scenarios here, okay? The one scenario is that these two guys are not being honest with her, and she fell for a scam, and she started a GoFundMe because she fell for a scam. Because on one of her posts she made, she wrote, on each one, I met him on social media after I heard his plight. So, I mean, I thought she knew the guy. I mean, the way she made it sound, they were tight. I mean, they were good friends. Good friends. Or number two, she knows what they're doing and she's helping them scam. And the only way, again, that any of these questions get cleared up is if she shows receipts. But she's not going to do that. Let me show you the next thing that I found. And this again, I'm going to show you, but I'm going to start it with a caveat because, again, the name Bilal is so common that there are a ton of GoFundMes. She's not going to donate to veterans. She does not like our country. She does not like our country. Okay? And that's where she and I differ. Okay? I'm not doing backflips. And you guys all know who I supported in the election. But you know what? That's the way voting goes. That's the way voting goes. Trump won the election. It's as simple as that. You can't boo-hoo it. You go on. And as I've always said, you just hope that whoever president it is keeps our country moving forward and we're in a better place than when the new president took over. Now, that remains to be seen. We will see when his term is over. Just because he is president doesn't mean I hate my country. I love my country. I love the United States. I love our flag. I think we have the best flag ever. I'm not a fan when I see people burning a flag or stomping on a flag. I'm not happy with that. But I do love our country. Doesn't mean I agree with everything going on. But I love our country. Pammy Grammy does not like our country. At all. If you listen to some of her lives, she does not speak well about the United States. I mean, just because I don't agree with her, she said that, I support genocide. She said that our country supports genocide because what is happening. She's a very angry person. So I want to show you the one on Bilal now, okay? Bilal, this is Bilal. Okay, there's he's got a lot of videos of things happening in Gaza. Okay, he's got a lot of videos of destruction and all that.
للخير. خلي عندك ثقة.
Now,
قول يا رب.
as I'm reading this stuff, I mean, these people are very well educated. You know, they have, he's a businessman. I think one of them was a dentist. I've got to check and make sure. Like I said, it's very hard to go through all of these GoFundMe's because there are very common names over there, and it's hard to decipher. You know, you really have to take your time and look at the pictures and all that. But with this gentleman here, there were some things that I found that were interesting. Okay, let me find the GoFundMe that Scammy the Grammy did there. So let's go to his bio. Okay, so here's the GoFundMe. Let's click on this. Support Bilal's family in Gaza crisis. So this one says, Bilal is a skilled carpenter from Gaza whose life is turned upside down by the ongoing war. Before the conflict, Bilal worked hard to provide for his family, but now he has lost everything. He is not only fighting for his own survival, but also for the lives of his sister, her children, and his own wife and children. I met Bilal through social media and have followed his journey for a long time. Over the months, I've witnessed his situation deteriorate as he struggles to protect his family and keep hope alive. Despite the unimaginable challenges, Bilal continues to do everything he can to take care of those. This fundraiser is dedicated to helping Bilal and his family survive these difficult times. The funds raised will go directly toward their basic needs, food, water, and temporary shelter, while also supporting efforts to get them to safety. Every contribution will make a real difference in helping Bilal and his family find security and hope for the future. And then she goes into her name, she tells about her granddaughter, blah, blah, blah. Totally useless information, but whatever. Bilal is struggling every day to provide food for his family. The prices are high. Hello, I want to thank everybody who's donated, and that was from Scammy Grammy on July 22nd. Now, let's go back for a minute. Let's go back to his TikTok page. So she made that in May. This is him about 3 weeks after her GoFundMe. And then there's no other pictures of him. No other updated. He's got nothing else on his page. Everything else is old. So we got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 16 pictures current, and then the rest of them are all old. This is from a couple years ago, so. Oh, absolutely, Breezy. Absolutely. I am not saying Gaza is not suffering. That would be the most tone-deaf thing to say. I've seen the reports. I've seen the news footage. I see what's happening over there. Absolutely. People are suffering. No doubt. And it's terrible. Hold on a minute. Okay, my wife just got home from, she does some summer school over the summer to help out. It's a beautiful watch though. But when does your wife go back to school? You generally in Connecticut, people go back to school here like last week in August. Some even go back after Labor Day. So it all depends on the district. Usually before though. Let me pop up these pictures now, okay? That I found. Now, I want to show you how I found this, because this is where it gets confusing with people with similar last names or similar first names. Identical first names.
Just give Bilal a follow real quick. He goes live and does mutual aid for his community often. But for the
one thing that's interesting on Pammy's GoFundMe is that it does not have the person's last name, which makes it a little bit difficult. Because if you have a last name, obviously, it is easier to search for somebody. So when I was looking,
whose stay, I'll tell you a little bit.
I found some, I wanted to take some screenshots of some of this. I am going in and out bad. Right? Oh, it's lagging badly. Balls. Let me raise it up a little more. Maybe that will help. You left and came back. Again, since Scammy Pammy Grammy won't put out any last names, it's hard to figure out if indeed this is the Bilal that has all of the GoFundMes. Help my family start a new life. Help Nisreen and her family escape. All of these GoFundMes. So, I guess what I would like, since Pammy Scammy is not going to show any receipts at all, do me a favor, Pammy Scammy, and at least put out their last names. You don't have to, you're not going to put out your financials. I get that. You're not going to do that. But what I would like to see is, can you at least put their last names? That would be helpful. Who got married, Sam? Are you talking about Shawnee? Welcome in, everybody. I mean, if this is the person that she's sending money to, and again, I would love to see the money. Okay, this is a fundraiser in Canada, in Canadian money. This is one in how much they want here. They raised 16 in Canadian money for that. This is definitely the same family. Family worked as lawyers, but again, it's just not 100% if this is the same person. If I search just for the name Bilal, there's a ton of them that come up because, again, it's a very, very common name. So, Pammy, you're not gonna show your receipts. At least say the last names. Show the last name so I can do my own research. Because I wouldn't want to put any information out there that's not accurate. And I would love to be able to look into this and say, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's on the up and up. Things look totally fine and, all that stuff. But unfortunately right now, there's more questions than answers. So it's really simple. Just put their last names on there. I noticed with your... This is weird. Let me show you this one here. I noticed with the one she made for Abood, there's not even a picture on it. Okay, so there's nothing. This is the one she made for Abood. It looks like there was a picture, but then there's not a picture. So there's nothing you can do in terms of saying, oh yeah, that's that guy. That's the guy she supports. But you can't compare pictures. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Again, it's simple. Give us the last names. Because I can tell you what, if this is the same Bilal, and again, I'm not 100% sure, but changing over the money from Canadian to US dollars, those two GoFundMes, Super Grammys here, no, he doesn't even live in that area. Where does he live? I mean, seriously, Snark, if it's on the up and up, I will totally say, yep, everything shows through. But you know what I do? When I see people posting things and collecting money from Americans, I would like to know what it's all about. Now, listen, Snark, I'm going to let you up, but what you're not going to do is you're not going to swear. You're not going to be rude, because as soon as you do that, one of the mods, can you do me a favor and take care of it if it starts going off the rails? I would appreciate that. Good afternoon.
What makes you think that you're going to be able to Google him and
I
find
don't think I'm
him?
going to be able to Google him. But what I want to do is, there's so many GoFundMes with somebody named Bilal. If you just give me his last name, I can read those out.
Why would I give you
So tell
anything?
me something. Tell me something. So why is it every time I ask a question, you ask a question? That again is shady as hell.
Because I don't owe you anything, Scammy.
Well, you know what? You don't owe me anything, but I think you owe the
I
people.
don't.
You owe
I
the
don't.
people.
I really don't.
I'm sorry.
I
Excuse
really
me.
don't.
Listen. One thing you're not going to
Well, you
do.
said if I swore or if I was rude, then I
Well,
was gonna get dropped.
you're being rude. You're being rude because you're not letting me talk. You're interrupting. Okay. So what I'm going to say is this. I think that the people that have donated money I think that they deserve to know where the money's going to from
Not
you.
one person has asked me, but
Well,
you.
then they're stupid. They're
Well,
stupid
then I
because
don't think they're stupid. I think you are.
you know how many scams are going on with people collecting money for quote unquote Gaza and it's going to Hamas? Do you understand
Do
that?
you? Well, here's what I'm going to do,
No, no,
Scammy.
no,
Do you
no.
want
Will
to
you
listen?
answer a question? Will you
I'm going to
answer a
tell you.
question?
Yeah, I'm going to answer the question. Are you waiting?
I am waiting. I've been waiting for 2 days. No, you can unmute her. Let her talk. You can
What
unmute.
are we doing here? Like, am I being rude or swearing or any of those
No,
things?
but I'm trying to talk and you're talking over me. And I think that's
No,
the
I'm
thing.
not. You asked me a question and then started yelling at me to answer it when I was trying to answer it.
Okay, answer the question.
I'm going to create a Discord today for public, right? I'm going to make it public. Anybody can come in. Anybody. I don't care who it is. I'm going to share everything that I know about these men in that Discord, right? And then
Mhm.
everybody can make their decision as to whether they think that this is a scam or not.
And I think that's perfect. I think
All
that's
right. Well,
perfect
you
because
have a great day.
and that's it. You don't want to answer any more questions, huh? You don't want to answer any more. So you got that information out and that's it. And now you're going to run away again. Wow. Wow. Okay. Typical. But that's good. You know what? That's absolutely good. Let's see it. And make sure you put their last names on there too, okay? Yeah, why isn't she putting it on TikTok? Why is it only going on Discord? There are so many scams going on with people in Gaza that have people in the United States making GoFundMe's. I saw one. It was a guy holding a baby, okay? Um, had three different GoFundMe's and had three different stories. Snark, you know what? Tell me something. How am I quote unquote participating in genocide, you freak? Tell me that. How and why did you jump out of the box? Why didn't you say that in the box? How am I participating in genocide, Snark? Because I'm questioning the fact. Oh, gee. You really think that's going to get me mad, Snark? You're garbage. You know that? You are absolute garbage. You are garbage. And you know what? I hope you're fucking getting played by these two guys. I hope you are. You can keep putting it in there, Snark. That's fine. Guess what I'm going to do, Snark? I'm going to be donating my TikTok money to an actual organization that's legit that that gets things over to Gaza. Again, you need to go to the UN because if all of these relief groups are losing all of their supplies because they're being destroyed or they're getting stolen, you need to tell the UN how it's possible that you have a freaking pipeline from Pennsylvania in UN how it's possible that you have a freaking pipeline from Pennsylvania into Gaza to get this money because it doesn't seem like anybody else has that ability. You need to contact the UN. You need to contact Trump and say, because it doesn't seem like anybody else has that ability. You need to contact the UN. You need to contact Trump and say, hey, I know how to do it because I'm a Grammy in Pennsylvania. Come on. Diva, that's what she does, though. Again, when these people don't have a defense for it, they go to that nth degree. Oh, you support genocide. Yeah, okay. Come on now. Yeah, Casa Frass is one of the ones that supports her blindly. It very well could be. It very well could be sweet as pie. Positive Vibes is another one that's in her lives all the time. And again, you have GoFundMe set up for these two guys who, quite honestly, have posted recently, and they look like they're in freaking fabulous shape. Cleanly shaven, great haircuts, nice clean clothes, ironed, smiling in nice cars. I mean, it's weird that you would have GoFundMes for those people. But then you have this whole shtick where you're collecting money for water. And yet you've only shown one thing where they're filling up water bottles. So you know what? It's really simple, Pammy Grammy. The water's from a nonprofit. Ooh, do you have proof of that, Breezy? And I'm going to check the Discord right now because I remember BB asked me to check the Discord. Huh. Interesting, BB. No, I know. That's interesting. Interesting. So, like I said, it's super simple. Give me their last name so I can check out all of the GoFundMes. Because, I think it's really strange. When you have a problem, you see all these GoFundMes, for people here in the States, their house burnt down. They have medical problems. They don't have insurance. What you don't see is multiple GoFundMes from these people. Absolutely. Slowpoke, there are a ton. Tiff looked up nonprofits that get aid into Gaza. I made a post of all those places. And what I'm going to do this afternoon is I am going to, Scammy Ho Ho. Oh, that's such a good burner. Isn't it weird too how, you put some heat on somebody and then all of a sudden all their supporters come in here? Which then makes me wonder, are they part of it too? And again, like I said, this could be totally legit. But, 3 of those GoFundMes have the same stories. They have some of the same pictures, some different pictures, and they're making bank. $78,000 in GoFundMes, if it indeed is the same person, that's a lot of money. And when you convert that to the Israeli, I believe they use the shekel in Gaza, that's their money. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. So I'm going to do a little more research. As Snark said, why would I give you anything? Well, because, I'm trying to see if you're scamming people. But if you don't want to help me to see that indeed this is legit, that's fine. Then I'll just keep digging. And there are a bunch of people in here, I know. Why are other countries saying they're starving? I'm not saying they're not starving. I'm not saying that. Oh my God, grow up. Listen, you can put all your comments in here with the rhetoric that you would like to pursue. Anybody who knows me knows that you're just ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, okay. What I'm going to do is this, guys. I am going to post in the Discord all of the GoFundMes that I found. Okay? And I would like everybody, if you have time, to check out them and let me know if you think it's the same person. And, let's do a dive. Let's do a dive into it. She wants to be, sketchy as hell about, what is going on. She doesn't want to show receipts for everything. That's fine. Then you know what we'll do? We'll find everything we can on our own. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. Getting back to the scams that are out there. Okay. So this guy had 3 different GoFundMes with 3 different names holding a baby, saying that his family is passed away and this and that, single father, and it was all fake. And this person collected so much money. They generally have babies in the picture, kids, because they want to pull on your heartstrings. Okay. And there's a ton of them out there. If you look on, where was the one? Somebody sent me a link today. Was it on? I think it was on my main TikTok account, so I can't access it right now. I will put that over. I will put that link in Discord also, just to show you. Oh my God, grow the fuck up. You know what? Listen, are you getting off? Are you getting off? If that's snark, leave that comment. No. Damn it, I wanted to read it. I wanted to read that comment. Whoever that is, are you getting off? Like, making stupid comments in here? Because let me tell you something. One thing that you're not going to put on me is your stupid freaking false jackets because you're getting called out. Because I'll tell you what, everybody who knows me absolutely knows what I stand on. Hey
Okay.
there, Tiff.
Can I lighten the room a little bit?
Shirley.
Okay, so we know my granddaughter has this obsession with Jesus right now. Okay, to the point where I even bought her a warmie because she likes things warm at night. Like she likes her pajamas put in the dryer before she puts them on. So I bought her a Jesus warmie. Okay, and she carries him everywhere. My daughter and my ex-husband, they're not Trump fans. Okay, they're not. Jazzy says Donald Trump, and they're like, no Donald Trump. Well, I just got a sample from the TikTok shop that I had no idea I was getting. Okay. Noah's Ark.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, it gets better. It gets better. It gets
Oh,
better.
my.
Hold on. Hold on. Listen.
All right, folks, listen up, because I'm going to tell you about Noah's Ark like you've never heard it before. It's going to be huge. The best story ever. Believe me. Definitely not fake news. All right, folks.
Stop it.
Now, is that really his voice?
So I think they use AI.
Holy crap.
So it's in my showcase for whoever said that they're buying it, and I'm gonna do a review on it later. But it even has an on-off so you can save the batteries, but a volume adjustment. My daughter is going to hate me. Oh, and then when I flipped it over, you can pre-order now. The birth of Jesus as told by Donald Trump.
I'll say this, okay? I am not a religious person at all. You guys know that. I have my questions.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to go out on a limb based on what I see. Trump doesn't seem like he's very religious. Would you
He
say that?
is.
You
No,
think
he's
he is?
very religious. Oh yeah, he goes to church. He will skip
He
a
does?
boardroom meeting to go to church. Oh yeah, yep, and he donates heavily to the church. So, um,
I've never seen him. I've never seen him go to church, and usually they'll show
yeah,
presidents
he's
going.
big.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, good. I
Oh no,
guess.
there's lots of clips. Hey, Grammy, Pammy Grammy. No, Trump is not Jewish. One of his daughters. Hold on, let me turn it back to me. One of his daughters married into a Jewish family.
Yes.
Trump is not Jewish, but he is very religious. Very religious. Yeah, you like that mezuzah ravioli? I got an extra. Ooh, hey, Pammy Grammy. You seem to have a lot of dark entity around you right now. I happen to have an extra mezuzah, in English and Hebrew. Do you want me to send it to you? You can put on your door.
So I'm
Just let me know. Just
I'm
let me know.
looking at the somebody just sent me the Water for Life, providing clean water for people. Um, they're serving, helping out in Gaza right now. Um, I'm gonna have to check that, look into that.
There's many clips you can see him. He will sit privately in the church. He does not want to create a scene, but he goes to services, and he does not make a big deal about how much money he puts into a donation plate. But he's been caught doing it. So everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. That's fine. I'm not here to sell anyone on Trump or anything.
So yeah,
But
and let's stop talking about because people in the comments are getting to one side or another, and I don't want
yeah,
to.
yeah, no, that's not what this is about.
No,
But at the end of the day, though, as well, I don't want to see she could be a crappy person, right?
right, right,
And she obviously believes in what she believes in, in what she's being told, and that's great.
right.
But I don't want to see her being taken advantage for the
And
wrong thing.
that's kind of one of the things that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
She might be getting scammed and she doesn't realize it.
right. So the defensiveness is unneeded. For all you know, Pam or Snark or whatever we're calling you, for all you know, we could end up helping you. And then you can take all this energy that you're using with these guys and direct it to something legit to actually help the cause that you believe so deeply in.
Right, and I agree with that. And as I said, there's two
I have to hop down.
possibilities.
My DoorDasher can't find me.
There's three possibilities here. Okay, there's three possibilities. Number one, she could be getting scammed herself. Okay. Number two, um, she could, it could be totally legit. Absolutely. Okay. Or she's collecting money and she's not showing where it's going. So that's all I'm trying to figure out. That's it. But again, I don't understand why she just won't give me their last names, because then I can see the GoFundMe's and say, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't them. They only have this one GoFundMe that is set up. But this is the weird thing, okay? The weird thing is this. She's got the GoFundMe's for these two guys. Scammy supports racism. Oh my God, this is a good one. You know what's funny? They really think that coming in here and making comments like that are going to change anything. Because these people know who I am. They know who I am. Oh, let him talk. I love it. I want to look into this water, this group that gives the water, okay? Because I want to see exactly how their water, how the money gets there, all that stuff. because again, I posted all of the screenshots that I have of the different GoFundMe's. I may have duplicated a couple of them, so be careful. But take a look at those. I'll post Snark's at in there so you can look at, the directly where her GoFundMe go. And we can do our own little research on it. That's all I want to do. I mean, part of what, a lot of what I do on here is trying to save people from getting screwed. Hey, Breeze.
Hey, hopefully you can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah, the organization that sends the water, that's a nonprofit organization that worldwide people donate to, and that was on his own videos. So this whole thing about he's providing water, no, he's just taking videos of the water coming in and maybe saying thank you, I appreciate people sending water, but it's an organization. He's not directly involved in getting water to people. It's a large organization that's doing that.
So you can send money directly to the organization.
Yeah, they have a website where they do donations, and it may be connected to other things. Some NGOs are connected to other ones, and so it could be connected to the World Health Organization or who knows. But the Water for Life is one of the organizations sending water into Gaza on those trucks. So when you see videos on his page or any of the others of showing people getting water from these trucks, that's what it's from. It's not from Bilal or them directly doing that. It's from an organization that is they're
already set up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that too, but thank you for letting me know that. I'm gonna check into that.
Yeah, of course. And you can donate to it through their website if you really do want to help the people there. They have a website. I took a picture of it, sent it to you. You can. It's Water for Life, and you can donate directly. It's a legitimate organization, as far as I can see. I'm not going to stake my name on it, but as far as I can see, it seems like a legitimate organization getting water into Gaza and probably other affected areas. I'm guessing too.
Okay. Hey, listen. I'm gonna have to get off here for a minute. I'm getting a call that I have to take. So, guys, I will be back in a little while.